Paul, I'm tempted to leave in your little yells and rants at the beginning. It's like, he cannot go quiet for more than 3 seconds. I honestly believe you cannot.
According to Steve, I'm not even quiet when I sleep anymore. I think he's lying.
Real nice.
I'm a quiet
As Steve is like, oh, you're loud.
No, he's like, you woke me up from snoring the other night. I'm like, I don't snore. I think it's his other word.
A little closer,
I think
Paul.
you
I
just
think
don't
it's
hear
other
yourself
boyfriends.
snoring.
I know that I've snored when I've fallen asleep drunk, like years ago, and I would like drift off and. Whoa, who's here? What's going on?
I've done that once before.
And my friend Lex was like sitting on the couch, and he was like, yeah, you snore when you're drunk, by the way.
Real nice.
When you fall asleep on my couch when you were drunk, you snore. I miss movies. Like, what? He's like, your naps are 2 hours.
Real nice.
Pretty regularly, actually. And I'm like, that I knew.
So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Threading and Dreading. If I'm sounding a little under the weather, it's because I lost my voice a few days ago, thanks to some really bad refs at a Delaware game. But, long story short, I'm recovering, and if I sound like I got train wrecked, then yeah, that's what it is.
I'm going to rename my penis Really Bad Refs at a Delaware game.
Real nice. But
my throat hurts because of, in quotes, really bad refs at a Delaware game. End quote.
Real nice, Paul. So let's go around the room and introduce everybody. On my right, we have
3-star Sapphire.
welcome back. How you doing?
Doing good, doing good.
Good. She's the only one without a drink right now
Hey,
because
it's
she
been a
says
long
no
day.
to drugs.
It's been a long
What?
day.
She'd rather do drugs.
She says no to drugs.
Go to Canada.
I thought you said you'd rather do drugs.
No.
Wouldn't you?
What?
Wouldn't you?
Yeah, we all.
I mean, I don't advocate.
Totally.
I don't advocate drugs, but apparently marijuana has all the benefits of getting drunk without the hangover,
this is true for the most part.
from what I hear.
Depends on what brand you get.
what brand.
Yeah, there's like hundreds of different kinds of cannabis.
I don't think it's called brand.
Okay.
I think it's called like, I don't know,
Mixtures,
Mixture-
composites,
species. I guess of
blends.
Blend.
Blends
A
would be
blend.
good.
Yeah,
Blends.
different types of blends. I think would be a better
Brand.
one. Yeah, I call it brand.
Well, if you get the over-the-counter brand,
Well, if
you have to get the special. You have
if
to
it
get
is
the
ever
premium one.
legalized, we'll get different brands like alcohol. I'm sure that will happen.
Oh yeah, I mean without a doubt.
So,
It's gonna be like this one got outlawed because it was laced with heroin. Like, oh, what's the world coming to when they're lacing our legal drugs with illegal drugs?
the Four Loko of cannabis.
This one's dipped in liquor.
Oh no! And to Allison's right, we have it's Kim,
The girl next door.
and she's wearing my hoodie at the moment.
Boo UD. I'm kidding.
Why would you boo you, D?
kidding.
Why is
This is
Kim's
just the
theme
marching band.
What?
UD marching band.
gay?
Which I was
I've done
never.
some people in the marching band. Why does Kim's theme song sound like it's like an after-school special for a 6-year-old? It sounds like the Amanda Show.
What are you
The
talking
girl
about?
next door.
It's Kim. That's me.
I don't know.
Then she's
To
like
me,
waiting.
it sounded like it's
She should have
Pat
a
or
theme
something.
song.
Oh God, it's Pat. Dun-dun.
It's Kim, the girl next door.
And
Dun.
across from her, we have
Me, the superhuman aficionado.
correct. How you doing?
I'm here. I'm sober.
Yeah, and he's memorized by the guy next to him who was playing Pokemon Y.
Memorized?
Mesmerized.
Mesmerized. Why is he playing Pokemon?
No. You don't listen. I said you are
Pull the
mesmerized by the guy next to you playing Pokemon Y.
Oh, yes, Pokemon Y.
Oh,
Right.
Pokemon
The letter Y. Say hello, dear.
Hello.
Yep. And that's his boyfriend, Steve. How you doing, Steve? Good.
Hello.
He's going to be occupied for most of this podcast, but that's okay. Just remember, you have to throw in a quick little joke here or there in the background, okay? So be thinking of stuff.
if you can be inappropriate, we suggest it.
Yeah.
If it's offensive to Mike, hold on. Show Mike that bird flapping. I want him to see some of these graphics. Look at that cinematic. It doesn't stop moving.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good, yeah.
Like, do you remember in like the second generation, they'd come in and they'd do some little like some dumbass little conniption,
And then they'd stop.
Yeah.
and then they'd stop, and then it'd be like tackle,
And
Like
move
gust.
forward and back, yeah. And that was it.
some little cinematic for like a tornado. This is like dude.
Think about some of the graphics they have on people's phones.
On some people's phones.
I mean,
On
yeah,
the
but you
cell
have to think about
On
it.
some people's
You were
phones,
comparing
not on
this to Pokemon Stadium a little
Yeah.
while ago. Think about that. That is now equivalent to an N64, what you have in your hands.
Nay, sir.
More powerful than that.
Yes, because
Yeah.
this shit's 3D.
Yeah.
And surprisingly, ridiculously impressive 3D.
Yeah.
He was playing with this is the DS XL, and we looked at the standard size, and he was like, "What's so 3D about it?" And there's like a little 3D knob, and he throws it up, and it was Mario. And he's like, "Holy shit!" And I'm like, "What? It's blurry." And he's like, "No, you have to look at it right." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, you have to look at. Oh shit." I mean,
There it is.
yeah, you do have to look right at it, but it's kind of like, do you remember those hidden picture things?
Yeah,
We
the
had to
magic
stare
eyes.
at
Right.
it.
The magic
Yeah.
eyes.
Yeah. It's kind of like that, where once you see it, that's kind of the
You just see it all the time.
Right.
and but that's kind of the dimension that you see it in. And once you look away, you get like your nose starts to bleed, and you get this like terrible headache, and your head explodes
No, okay.
because your eyes try
No,
to adjust to the
he's,
world around
but
you.
he's not really joking, though, because the early editions of those, when kids were playing them for more than like 2 or 3 hours,
Yeah, you look
they're
away.
getting really bad headaches, and they
Wow.
would start to get nosebleeds, and some of them even like get like conniptions and pass out.
Yeah.
Wow.
The first couple times I looked away, or if you're watching the 3D at the wrong angle, you can get a really bad headache.
Yep.
Because your eyes are trying to adjust to something that isn't possible to adjust to. It's like holding a picture really close to your eyes. It can't adjust. And so your brain starts working overtime. And, yo, I work 2 jobs, so ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody
Ain't
got time for
nobody
that.
got time for that.
But
Nobody got
you know
time,
what?
ain't nobody got time,
None
ain't
of us
nobody
have
got time.
talked to each other since Halloween. How's everyone's Halloween? Silence.
We had 3 trick-or-treaters at our house.
3.
For Halloween.
3.
3.
And it was all in one group.
Oh, that's so sad.
All night.
How much candy did you buy?
We bought candy we like.
Okay, good. I would hope so.
So I think we had like a one bag at BJ's. It was like 150 pieces, but they're all like the little tiny bite-sized ones.
Oh, okay.
So it's like the little 1-inch cubes for Snickers, and
Right,
the
that
Musketeers,
stuff.
And the Milky
Mhm.
Ways,
I
Milky
like
Way
that you said
Darks.
bite size, not fun size.
They're bite size.
It's not fun.
well, they
No,
used to be
because
called
there's
bite
not
size.
enough.
Yeah.
Right.
It's not fun because you take one bite and you're like, I need like
Where's
10
the
more
rest
bites.
of it?
Yeah.
It's
It's
tea
bite
size.
size.
And I wouldn't even call it bite size
It is a
anymore. I think
tease.
it's smaller than a bite.
Well, it depends on whose bite.
Diet sized.
True. Diet size. That's
No,
the next
because
one.
you
Which will
guys-
be diet sized.
Dude, that thing's gonna be the size of like a Tylenol
Pretty much.
because
Well, those are M&Ms. They already have mini M&Ms, for God's sake. you know?
mini M&Ms and ice cream.
The
Yum.
fuck was the point of the mini?
I know.
Why
That
would
was
you
so
miniaturize
weird.
the
Just to
smaller
because they were so cute.
It's like the chiclets of M&Ms.
And you could
It's
get them
so
in that
weird.
little canister. Remember that little plastic canister?
Yes. Where if it got like too hot, like you could never get them out because
Yeah, those are melted in there.
Sealing
Yeah.
of candy coating. What are you eating? Is that a Rolo? No,
It's an M&M's.
it's my entire roll of M&M's minis.
Real nice.
It's like a nerd rope, but it's M&M's.
Did you guys have any trick-or-treaters, or were you working, or?
I worked. He went out to dinner with his parents that night.
Oh, okay.
And they got back from dinner. They had planned to do trick or treating,
Mm-hmm.
correct? But they got back too late.
Okay.
They plan to go out trick or treating.
No, they had
About to say, wow, power to them for going out.
I kept all the candy for ourselves.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
I had to fish out because he doesn't believe in certain candies.
Like
So
what?
he was like, I thought I was the only one, but everybody at my one job was jacking them from me. The banana flavor Laffy Taffies.
I love those.
Yeah, they're my favorite ones.
I
And
love those.
I thought I was the only one. So I fished them all out of the garbage candy that he was like trying to
Wait,
hide.
you threw away
The
Laffy
garbage
Taffy?
candy.
The garbage candy for like the
Oh,
kids.
okay. Oh, okay, okay. All right. I'm about to say.
He
I
didn't
thought you said
throw
you
them
threw them out of the. I was like, pulled them out of the garbage. I said, wait, what?
I was hunting that shit down. I was like, ah, garbage pail.
Dumpster diving for that.
Yeah, it's in wrapping. Fuck you. No, but I took them to work, and people were just coming over to my desk, and people can't see me, but I'm gonna. Yeah. There's. Oh yeah, I'm just gonna have another one. Yeah, I'm just gonna do that, and I'm like, no, you're not. Get the fuck away from my banana shit. People die from that.
I don't even think it tastes like banana, but I love them.
No, artificial flavoring doesn't taste anything like what it's
No,
based on,
definitely
ever. But artificial banana is amazing.
It is.
I don't know.
I
why.
love banana Laffy Taffy.
Like, I love watermelon, and I
And
hate
Steve's making the
watermelon
weirdest face.
flavored things.
Why don't you like it?
It's
It's
yucky.
nasty.
No, it is not. It's
It's
so
yucky.
good.
It even smells bad.
Yeah, I concur. Kim.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't really eat too much taffy,
Oh.
so I probably would just stay away from it.
Oh,
So that's
just
a
comes
vote
in
for
the-
us.
Oh, whatever.
Steve, we win.
Yay, team girl. Good job. Glad-
Paul,
You're
with,
usually
Paul, I'm
on
with
team
you on this.
girl.
forever.
Yeah, well, you're usually team girl here.
I mean, yo, did I tell you about the night I came over drinking? We played Kings, and because of the game night prior, like 6 months prior, I had to be on the girls' team for when they drank, and on the guys' team for when they drank. Like, the guys drank, and they're like, Paul? Oh, okay. And then the girls drank, they're like, Paul? What?
No, I thought that like Jess was your date or
She
something.
was.
Yeah.
no,
That's
no,
why you had to drink.
No, but that wasn't, that was the second, no, that's what I ended up arguing. But they were like, in the beginning, everybody was like, well, Paul gets to drink with the girls and the guys because of game night. And I'm like, you guys fucking suck. Because game night at Robin's, what was it, January-ish?
Well, it was a while back, yeah.
And like, we didn't have enough people for both sides of for both teams. So the girls were like, oh, Paul can be with us. And I'm like, all right. And we fucking killed.
Yeah, we did.
Fuck. Like, there were certain things in the third round. I didn't even have to, I just looked at Kim and she was like, Torchwood. No, I looked at Karen. I was like, I just pointed to her. She's like, Torchwood. I was like, shh, we win. Ain't nothing. Nothing. We killed.
Way to go.
We need to do that shit again.
Yeah, that was fun.
So fun.
Sadly, at our house, we didn't have much leftover candy. We had like 5 things left.
That
At my
But did you
parents'.
have good candy or bad candy?
Oh, we had good candy. We had like the king-size bars candy.
You gave away king-size bars?
Yes. You know why? Because kids have to earn their candy at our house.
Ew.
No, oh, for God's sake.
I'd leave that one alone.
No. Okay. We need to digress. Okay. At my parents' house, we like to do a thing called A Nightmare on Oak Street. And what we basically do is scare the shit out of neighborhood kids. We've been doing it for about 12, 13 years. And each year we have a different theme. Now, this year, Kim actually helped us out. And our theme was Carrie. And Kim was Carrie. Mm-hmm. And we decked out the side yard like a prom. We had streamers and balloons and little cups with like blood in them and stuff. And we had in the background Kim's boombox on a loop. We had a disc that I had burned with the laugh from Carrie. They're all going to laugh at you. And that was blasting in the background. In the front, we had like little soft crooner music to make it sound like you're like a prom. And as the kids would come up, we had jerry-rigged some of the tables and the chairs so that when she'd walk up, she'd look at it, a chair would fly across the yard. Or it's like she'd look at the table, and my sister was underneath the table, and she'd shake it up and down like hydraulics. And the bowl of candy was on the table.
Like that, what was it? The coffee house thing?
Exactly.
That coffee house thing was cool
It was
shit.
It was a smaller version of the coffee house thing.
Okay.
It was chairs falling over, tables shaking, big red light on the house, so it looked like that scene from the first Carrie. Everything goes red for a bit.
Right.
And Kim did a great Carrie. She had these intense eyes, and I was like, kids were freaked out.
No, I can totally see Kim be Carrie because, I mean, she looks like the girl in high school who nobody would like.
Oh,
And she's not really that pretty, but, like, she's
oh, dude.
Thanks a lot.
Paul is not the motivator of the group.
But Kim did a great job, and we went out and got a couple quarts of the fake blood from Spirit Halloween. I didn't feel
You
like
used fake blood?
yeah.
Yeah.
Terrible. She bleeds every month.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Sorry.
Wow.
That was too much for me.
Anyway,
I'm sorry. Oh, man. That was bad.
At least
But-
you could have said like you didn't go kill like an actual
I was gonna.
calf.
I should have
or
gone with that.
something. Yeah,
yeah, that'd have been a little
calf.
Oh.
Was it like calf's blood?
I mean,
Or sheep? I don't know.
something.
pig.
Or a cat.
Pig's blood.
Pig's blood.
Pig's blood. Well, did I tell you the old vet that my parents used to go to over on Maryland Ave? Is
Okay.
a Chinese food restaurant now.
Oh yes, Circle. We used to go there too.
You can't write that.
And we're like driving past it, and I'm like, look, and right here is. Oh,
It's
a
Chinese.
Chinese restaurant? We just ate. And I'm like, that was a vet. And he's like, we're not eating there.
No.
I'm like, Mom, tell me you take the dog somewhere else. Tell me the dogs are okay first.
Oh, that's a
The
shame.
dogs are fine. Why? Because your vet is a Chinese. Oh, she's like, yeah, they moved. Could you imagine like that, like moving out process and like exchange of the keys? Like, all right, the animals that are here, you can just have. Do what you want. We don't even care. There's like 14 cages of cats in the back. They were abandoned. Do what you want. And the Chinese people are like, we do mushu next week. I'm not sure why the Chinese people sounded Spanish. I can't do Chinese. I can't really do Spanish either. So not really good at accents.
People drop off their cat. They come back 5 minutes later. Yeah, your cat gone. He just came in for an immunization. Your cat gone.
What? Wait, when is this surgery gonna be done? 15 minutes. You want side of rice?
Oh my
Pull for rice.
Oh my
Like,
god.
What? Could you imagine somebody takes in a pig? They'd be like, "What this?"
First class on the Hell Express. But anyway, we digress.
From the digression.
To the digression, yes.
And then
No, because that never happened.
I would say it was good that Kim was so intense because we almost ran out of candy. I'd say over a dozen kids didn't even come up to our house. They looked at it and said, nope, and just kept walking.
That shit was like Inception. We like went like through like 5 layers, and then somebody bumped the bus. We had to jump out.
Yeah.
And Joseph Gordon-Levitt was there hovering in a hallway, and you're like, "Yo, bitch, this is in the Matrix. Get down." He's like, "Oh, sorry, gravity. My bad."
And he says, I'm Batman.
Can we talk about that before we get into your trailers? Can we talk about that?
Talk about what?
Batman, Superman.
Sure, we can talk about that a bit.
All right.
In brief.
In brief. Okay, so the biggest rumor right now is that the chick who plays Sif is going to be Diana. Is going to be Wonder
Right.
Woman. Now, that actually might not be a rumor because there's a lot of talk that she's going to be cast.
Not only that, she has had an interview.
Right.
Now, she haven't said for what part,
Right.
but she's had an interview.
Right. And she already
So-
plays a Nordic, so she might as well play a Greek.
Yeah. And
I wonder if
what
that'll be
are your
next
thoughts on it? I
week's-
think she'd be a great Wonder Woman.
I think she's a little short, but yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not against it.
Yeah.
It's all about the heels.
It's really, I mean, or the ditches. I was talking to my director today, and he was saying that the way they used to film was that they'd never show actors, like shorter actors next to taller actors. They'd never show their feet together, or like full, and they'd have like the taller actors in ditches.
Right.
I was like, oh, that's weird.
Why not? Wouldn't it be easier to just put the shorter people
That's what I said,
on
like,
like boxes or
Can we
something?
just get that bitch a stool? Like, yo, can you take this?
Okay, well, if it's a scene where they're walking, a box wouldn't be possible. They have to have them
A
in a ditch.
catwalk.
The long catwalk.
Yeah, I mean, that's,
It's like the catwalk.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Sorry.
Anyway, the next rumor. It's because they're on the girl team. What? Black Panthers. Threw my fist up like that.
Wow.
The next rumor is that there are 3 or 4 people rumored to be considered for Nightwing.
Right.
And I'm like, what the fuck? So now my question is, when the fuck does this movie take place? More than that, when the fuck did Man of Steel take place?
In what context?
Because now they're also talking
time period?
Yes, they're in comparison to the Dark Knight because they're now talking once again about bringing it back to the same universe.
Okay, talking about it, but it's not confirmed yet.
Nothing's
The Man
confirmed.
of Steel with the Batman and the Dark Knight are not contiguous.
They're not right now. They're
Not right
talking
now.
about bringing them
They're
together.
talking about reconnecting them.
Okay, because I now get Entertainment Weekly, so now I am pseudo caught up with some stuff.
Okay.
Right. The original theory was that they weren't.
Well, they said that they weren't connecting them. They are
Right.
two entities apart.
Right. That was the original thing. But now they've had like 3 or 4 scripts. And because Chris Nolan did both of them initially,
Right.
and that Zack Snyder's movie is a playoff of Christopher Nolan's Man of Steel. Do you have something to say?
He's like, I'm just going to keep playing Pokemon. You can just rant.
There's rumors now that one of the more recent scripts might connect the movies. So my question, even if they're not connected, is when does Man of Steel take place? Because what they're saying is that Man of Steel 2, Superman versus Batman, is when they meet.
Yeah.
And if Bruce is older, and he's already done, as the rumors are now suggesting, he's already done the Robin thing, and Robin's now Nightwing, and they haven't spoken in a while. When does this movie take place?
Again, we don't know. There are no scripts that are finished on this yet, so
Like
there
the
is
whole-
no way to tell.
Right,
It's changing daily.
The whole original premise was that, I don't know, he took a little fucking vacation. He went to France with Selena. He came back. He was like, yo, Anne Hathaway, you probably weren't as good a role as Michelle Pfeiffer, but you're probably better than some of the other people. But you didn't have a whip, and I'm kind of not into this because I'm really kinky. And that's the only reason I date you in the comics. So I'm going to go, and I'm going to hook up with this dude who with the spandex in Metropolis because he can't come here because he fucks shit up.
Okay.
But that it was only going to be like a couple years in the future, and that would be it. But now it's like they're doing the Dark Knight Returns, Batman.
Right.
She's gonna be all gruffy. And if you're gonna do the Dark Knight Returns Batman, get a little girl to play Robin.
Oh, go with that continuity. Where okay,
Pop that
you can do that
motherfucker
too.
onto
Yeah.
a horse. Get the giant mutant guy with the fucking mohawk spikes.
Right.
Wish there was an origin story for that one.
Kim and Allison are really lost.
I was
right now.
there. Are you
Dun,
as lost as
dun.
I am?
I only know what was in the Entertainment Weekly mag.
Okay,
Okay.
so again,
That's
Paul,
my plug.
There's no way to tell right now. There are so many rumors floating around that
I mean,
with
it's DC,
you know.
and I only care so much, but I care a little.
I know. Just because it's Batman and you really like that character.
Really like
right.
Batman.
He does have his bat belt on.
I do.
He does have his
Batman
belt on. Again, we're going to talk about this more when more stuff is confirmed. But right now, there's just hundreds of rumors. I mean, it was put out today that Kevin Smith saw the new Batsuit. Did you hear about that?
Well, they keep redesigning the cowl.
Yeah. And he said that, this Batsuit is like nothing we've ever seen. Well, they've reinvented the suit with every film, so
Well,
whatever.
they've confirmed that Diana's in the next movie.
They have confirmed that.
Yeah,
Okay.
and there's been concept art for the 3 suits. The Superman suit looks a lot like the I mean, and it's just sketches on a piece of paper that somebody took a picture of. But the Superman suit looks a lot like the New 52 suit. The Batman suit looks like a slimmed down version of the Dark Knight Rises suit.
Okay.
Or the Dark Knight Returns suit, where it's like the shorter earpiece spikes.
Right.
And the Diana suit, I think, closer resembled the New 52 suit also.
Okay. And that new 52 suit for Diana wasn't bad.
I liked it.
It was good, yeah.
Yeah. I actually preferred the Earth 2 suit for her.
Okay.
Because it looks a little more Amazon.
Okay.
And she's got a big ass sword.
I'm a little lost.
It's okay.
Sorry.
Guys, this is girls tonight.
But Paul, trust
Shut
me,
up.
we will discuss that more. But we're actually going to get into some confirmed movie news. And the first thing I want to talk about
That was
is
racist.
a Star Wars casting call. Have you heard about this?
No.
Okay. It was put out a couple days ago. There has been a Star Wars casting call put out by J.J. Abrams. And here's the what was released by Bad Robot Productions. It was just last week. A casting call for the upcoming Star Wars Episode 7 was released.
Boo.
Why are you booing Episode 7?
Because
Alison-
1, 2, 3 sucked.
Allison, go lay behind my car. I'll be out there in about an hour. Okay.
Dude, did you see 1, 2, and 3?
Okay.
Yes.
This is not the same people who made 1, 2, and 3.
Oh,
First
then
off.
it
And by the
has-
way, if you're going to argue against 1, 2, and 3, Paul's going to rip your head off.
Dude, 1, 2, and 3 sucked.
I didn't say they weren't bad movies. I said they weren't the worst movies ever made.
No, they were not. But they sucked.
Okay. But again,
All right, I'll be
George Lucas doesn't have a hand in this. He sold Lucasfilm. Okay.
Right, to Disney.
To Disney. So we can get off of that. This is a whole new film crew, a whole new set of directors, producers. So
I can show you the Jedi.
Actually, just put my muffler in your mouth.
oh God. Look, she's doing the same thing that happened when Marvel was bought out by Disney. Because, you saw the images of Wolverine with the Mickey Mouse ears.
That shit was cool, though.
Yeah.
No, but the Mickey Mouse Wolverine and the Mickey Mouse Venom.
Yeah.
So cool.
No, but
The Iron Man
but
Buzz Lightyear.
I will say this. Allison, think about this. When Disney bought Marvel, all these Marvel fans were like, oh my God, they're going to Disney-fy our Marvel stuff. But Disney has let Marvel do their thing.
Who's in Marvel again?
What?
That's the X-Men.
Yeah,
Who
no,
else?
but
Why is she here?
Dude, I
Okay.
don't know all the universes.
Okay, look,
I just know there's
yes,
X-Men.
X-Men is
Batman,
Marvel,
Superman.
but the X-Men movies are owned by 20th Century Fox. They still own that
Okay.
property. What we're talking about is anything Avengers is now owned by
Oh.
Disney.
Really?
Really?
Can I talk about more confirmed news, or are you going to keep going?
No, we're gonna keep going with Star Wars.
We're going to get on with Star Wars for now. When the Star Wars story is over, we'll get to your part, because you're
We're
about
gonna,
to
we're
pop.
gonna talk about what happened after the Jedi returned.
Okay, so,
But
They left
question.
Yes.
If Disney's letting, as you put it, the Marvel guys
Marvel
still do
Studios,
what they
right.
want,
Mhm.
then if George Lucas wants to, then they would just let George Lucas do whatever he wants.
So he can write
well,
Harrison
no,
Ford
because
again.
George Lucas doesn't own the company anymore. If you want to come on and do like...
I know, but what you're saying is like Disney bought out Marvel and Disney bought out Lucasfilm.
First
Yes.
off, hold on. Let's stop using bought out. Because
Well,
it
that's
wasn't...
what he said.
Right, but it wasn't bought out. They bought them to sustain the company.
Right.
Because comic books as a whole...
Disney
like,
owns Marvel, but Marvel is still its own private entity.
Right.
Correct.
Disney bought Marvel so that it would float, so that we could survive. Because comic books make most of their movie now on A, merchandise, or B, movies.
Right.
That we don't make a lot of money on the books anymore.
They don't. They're making their
Especially
most money
since-
on trades, sadly. Yeah.
A lot of the books now suck.
Yeah.
Honest to God.
Okay.
Like, across the board, DC and Marvel both need to fucking get their asses kicked because they start off really good stories and they fuck them sideways.
I'm agree with him on that.
It's
Yeah.
terrible.
Okay.
There have been like 5 story arcs recently that my friends were like, you have to read this, and then 3 issues in, they're like, never mind.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is for the New 52.
Yeah.
Like Animal Man and Justice League Dark. That's all I really have to read in New
yes,
52.
I heard
52
Animal
is a
Man started off
series.
really good.
It did.
Yeah, it's new.
And
Is he
They
still aware of the
relaunched,
fourth wall?
Like all the
I think so.
people.
I'm not entirely sure. I've been caught up with Animal Man.
Oh,
And also Red Lanterns is pretty good, but again they're doing the whole lights out thing right now, and I haven't been following that. So
I don't know. Anyway,
whatever.
Star Wars, so we can
Anyway,
move on.
Star Wars. Let's get back on that. So it was revealed that some details about 2 characters have been released. Now their names that they're calling them are Rachel and Thomas, but these are probably code names because J.J. Abrams did something like this with Super 8. He put out code names for certain characters he was auditioning, but it weren't their real names.
Well, he usually, even with Cloverfield, or was it Cloverfield? Or no, it was Super 8. He named it something complete. He named the movie.
Yeah, it was something
completely
different, new. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's done it with a few things. People thought that Cloverfield was a code name, and then he just kept it.
Right.
Right. But the casting call for the film was to be held in the UK and a few U.S. cities, but now Disney has extended it to reach to the entire world by accepting video submissions for the roles. You can find out,
Submit a video.
Nah, it's
and you can find out more details online and potentially greet the casting director, Matyelen Aviano. I don't know who that is, but there's not too many details about the characters other than just character descriptions. But I wanted to read these to you to see who you would think these characters would be. Seeking young woman to play 17/18-year-old. Must be beautiful, smart, and athletic. Open to all ethnicities, including bi and multiracial. Or multiracial? Wow. Multiracial. And she's described as was quite young when she lost her parents. With no other family, she was forced to make her way alone through a tough, dangerous town. Now 17, she has become street smart and young, able to take care of herself using her humor and guts to get by. Always a survivor, never a victim, she remains hopeful that she can move her way through harsh existence to a better life. Does that sound like anyone you know in that universe? Must be maybe a brand new character then.
Well, they're not using the extended universe anymore.
They're not.
No, once they signed on with Disney, they said that the extended universe.
So that whole extended universe is now dead.
it's
All the stuff with future stuff with like
it's non-canon.
with like Rogue Squadron and stuff like that moving on. Oh, that sucks. Cause I like
I mean,
Rogue Squadron.
That was the coolest thing with Lucas having it was that everything that had Star Wars in the name was one story.
It was connected somehow,
Right.
some way.
Everything. Video games, books, comics, all of it was connected. Nothing could exist that was Star Wars and go into publication without Lucas approving it. So that was the one good thing we really had with Star Wars was that everything was canon.
But now it's not.
Now it's not. With the once they confirmed episodes 7, 8, and 9, we were like, well, we already have years of stories after this. Like,
Right.
when are you gonna fit this in? Like, are you gonna fit it in when the kids are alive? Because we already know that one of Han and Leia and get married. That they have
Yeah, I
3
knew that.
kids.
They have a set of
that
twins.
One of them ends up being a Sith, kills the other one, and then Ben kills. Was it Ben? I think it's Ben. Luke and Mara Jay's son kills him. I actually don't remember who kills who. But so I'm like, all right, and then Chewie gets crushed by a moon. Like, when does all this fit with the movie? And they're like, oh, well, yeah, about all that. We're actually not gonna play off that. We're gonna say that's non-canon.
Well, there you go. That's kind of upsetting because there was some really good stuff done in with Rogue Squadron and Iron Fist and stuff like that. So
I mean, and even like the Force Unleashed, it was a little forced, but how they
no
Like-
pun intended.
how they like maneuvered in like the rebellion and how
Right.
Vader unintentionally started the rebellion that ended his entire reign.
Right. But the other character they're seeking is a guy called Thomas. 19 to 23-year-olds must be handsome, smart, and athletic, basically the same as the other character. Must be over 18. Has grown up without a father's influence, without the model of being a man. He doesn't have the strongest sense of himself. Despite this, he is smart, capable, and shows courage when he is needed. He can appreciate the absurdities in life and understands that you can't take life too seriously. So,
This sounds like Star Wars is becoming the Hunger Games.
you know, with the way that Hollywood is going right now, that wouldn't shock me if they start gearing it towards like that crowd.
It's going to be like they're going to be slaves owned by Hutts, and they're going to have to fight in a tournament to survive. And then the end of the third movie is going to be
Reveal
right
that
after the
it's
Battle of
Katniss.
Hoth. What's that?
It's going to be revealed that it's Katniss.
Yeah. I'm
Katniss.
No, it's going to be revealed that everything's Bioshock and that's the other
Yes.
that's the other version of Katniss.
Dude, Paul, are you twisting your like hair
Yeah, dude.
into spikes?
Yeah.
Okay, now, Paul, I just want to say, be careful what you
Slightly
mentioned about
disturbing.
Bioshock. She's still yet to play Infinite, so
Oh, who hasn't? I'm sorry.
neither of them have played Infinite.
I've never played any of them.
Alison doesn't matter.
I know, I'm slacking.
Aw.
I haven't been into video games lately.
Okay, but that's the end of that story. So what did you want to mention?
Disney is working hand in hand with Netflix to bring us Iron Fist live action show, 13
Okay.
episodes. I think Luke Cage, Fantastic Four, leading up to The Defenders.
Really?
What? It's going to take place over the next couple years.
Okay.
It's going to like lead up like the Avengers did,
Mhm.
and then there's going to be like a big shitstorm for the Defenders to take care of.
Okay.
But now that Disney owns the rights, Ghost Rider I think is one of the other ones. Ghost Rider and Daredevil.
Oh, I heard about Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now that Disney, now that Marvel, Disney equivalent, once again owns the rights to the Fantastic Four, since the second movie didn't do as well, although it was a lot better, didn't do as well as they expected, and then Ghost Rider 2 sucked balls.
Well, Ghost Rider 2 had moments, but for overall, yeah, it was bad.
Dude, I like that badass piece of farm equipment or that digging equipment.
the
whole
big
thing.
old plow thing
I
that turned into a
I
big
saw
old
the first
flaming
20
barge.
minutes when you
Yeah,
told me to,
yeah.
and then I turned it
You
off.
did the review with me with that, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah.
I really liked that badass machine. It was like, ooh, fire,
And then
mesmerized.
Turned into cornholio for a second. Yeah, fire.
Yeah.
they have back Daredevil,
Mm-hmm.
finally, because I'm sure that fucking contract broke years ago.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, so now they have all these contracts back, and they want to actually work them. And I think that they're going to exist in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, in the Marvel Studios Cinematic Universe.
Right.
And there may be eventual tie-in to the Avengers, depending on how it all takes off.
Okay.
But it's supposed to lead into the Defenders,
Interesting.
which I don't really like. I don't really
Who
like
the
the Defenders.
defenders?
The Defenders are a team of 4 of the most powerful characters in the Marvel Universe fighting heroes that really can't take them in a fight. So then they decided to train other, like, D-list heroes, and I think most of them died.
Right.
So who's in the list?
The primary 4 are the Hulk, Doctor Strange, who is the Sorcerer Supreme. He's the most powerful sorcerer in the universe, quote-unquote. Ow, I cut my finger.
I thought the Hulk was a good guy.
What?
I thought the Hulk was a good guy.
The Defenders are good guys.
I thought you said these were the villains. There were 4
No.
villains.
No.
They fight villains, but
They
they're
fight
really
villains.
overpowered.
They are the
and they
4
end up-
most powerful characters in the
You
Marvel.
said they're fighting heroes.
Yeah, you said they were fighting heroes.
I said they're fighting heroes?
Yes.
Yeah.
You might have said that. Yeah.
All right, let me start
That's why I was
over.
like, I thought
4
the
of
Hulk
the
was a
most-
good guy.
Well, Hulk fights everyone.
Yeah, the Hulk you just aim him and he just tears up whatever he sees.
Because he's
much.
angry.
Yeah.
He's always angry.
Yeah. And then there's the Submariner, who is the really pissy king of Atlantis.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Silver Surfer.
Right.
So they'll have to lead into the Silver Surfer somehow, bring him back, because they're not going to touch on the Fox stuff.
Right.
Since Fox fucked up all 3 of those movies.
Right.
Actually, I still liked The Rise of the Silver Surfer.
Did
just-
you?
Yeah, it just didn't have the craze that they wanted.
See, I do like Lawrence Fishburne as that character. I thought that wasn't bad casting, but I did not like that movie at all.
I loved that movie. I thought that movie was fantastic. I really liked the joke in the beginning when they're like, because I always thought this, like, superheroes fuck the city up. Don't these bitches have to pay for that? And in the beginning, they're like, we're being charged for 5 cop cars. I thought we only trashed 3.
Well, and then what are your thoughts on turning the villain into the smoke monster?
It wasn't the smoke monster. You see his... And this was one of the big things that fans bitched about. But they were just being pissy. Because you see... Yes, he's in that thing. But they said after the fact that was like a reaction to his machine. That you see his silhouette when the Silver Surfer's flying at him. And they were saving the actual reveal of Galactus for the Silver Surfer movie. That they were planning after the fact, right? Because the movie didn't have the pickup that they wanted it to. But that's why after the credits or whatever, the after credits sequence is Norrin Rad moving his hand in space. So you're like, oh shit, he survived, and that was supposed to lead into his origin and introducing Galactus and whatever. So
okay, well,
Moving on.
interesting. I'm looking forward to that. I'd like to see Defenders. Well, I was under the impression they were going to make a Doctor Strange movie, which I would love to see because I was a fan of Doctor Strange when I was a kid.
They are going to do Doctor Strange in Phase 3.
Okay, good. All right. Yeah. Well, moving on. One other story that's kind of silly, but it cracked me up when I first heard it, is that Lake Placid and Anaconda will collide for a versus film.
God. Do you know what that reminds me of? Dino Croc versus Super Gator.
Or Mega Shark versus Giant Octopus.
And now
Sharktopus.
I was going to say, isn't now there Sharktopus?
There is a
Sharktopus.
Sharktopus.
Two separate movies.
Sharktopus, Sharknado.
This is dumb.
Oh, trust me.
Yeah.
You should see the graphics.
I don't want to.
So, the two Nature Run Amok franchises that got their start in the 90s and expanded to DirecTV market are now going to clash. ShockTillYouDrop.com has learned that shooting will begin soon for Lake Placid versus Anaconda. The title doesn't make much sense, but whatever. Both films... What?
What are you singing?
She's singing Baby Got Back.
Why?
Anaconda.
Oh, okay. It took me a second.
It's just going to be in the background. I was soft.
They go like, Akon's song Dangerous. It's like, one of the big
Black
Snake moan.
Freud would have a field day with that movie, Anaconda. Do you know what I mean by that?
No.
Just the idea of...
Freud likes sex.
Yes.
Everything is sex.
The idea of the quote-unquote snake wrapping around the quote-unquote victim, Jennifer Lopez.
Okay.
Wasn't the only Was she ever even eaten?
No.
No.
No. Well, then she
but she was
wasn't even the
attacked
victim.
along with
she
who was it Ice Cube who was with her? Or
I don't remember.
I can't
God,
remember. Yeah.
I don't know.
And
Along with
John
Voight. Yeah. Owen Wilson and whatever. But anyway, although both films began at different studios, I think it was Lake Placid started off with Fox, and the other one was with Sony. They both ended up getting bought out by Sony, Sony Direct Pictures, and now it's going to go direct to Sci-Fi apparently. So it's like, oh great, it's going to be another Sci-Fi.
Are they gonna have David Hasselhoff in it, like in the
The
Anaconda
Hoff?
3?
Yeah, that would be really funny if they could bring him
So
back.
I'm sad to say that I actually watch these movies on Sci-Fi.
No, there's nothing wrong about that.
No, Mike. There's something very wrong with that.
Guilty
why?
pleasures.
Because they're dumb.
They are dumb.
But I laugh at them. Lines.
You have Mike. Laugh at him.
I
Thanks.
could.
We do.
Thanks a lot. I got 2 other stories. I mean, we might only have time for one, but that's okay. But one of them is that American Horror Story Season 4 was just greenlit.
Really?
Really?
Season 3 is not that great.
You don't like Season 3? I want to discuss that with you.
I don't not like it. I'm just like, it's not...
I'm enjoying it. I think the performances are great.
Oh, no, the acting is fantastic. It's just like the story isn't horror. Like, the first season was scary as shit, and the second season it was dumb, but there was still shit in there that I was like, what the fuck was that? It was twisted, and there was still a lot going on, that there were nights where I'm like, so do I have to drive home by myself?
Okay. Fair
And
enough.
This season is just, like, it's...
Now, they did tell us that this season was not going to be as horrific and more
Right, but
comedic in parts.
It's just not horrific at all. Now,
Okay.
I'm not saying I don't like it. I do like it. I just don't necessarily think that after 2 seasons of it being less than par, it should get a season 4.
Now, let me stop you. there have been some very horrific scenes in this season. One of them being forcing us to watch Precious masturbate. That is fucking horrific.
Steve nods with a very sad face. Paul
like
has
black
a
girls.
disgusted face.
I like black girls. It's whatever.
Paul
Okay.
didn't know what she was doing.
I don't know how that works.
That's what she was doing.
I was like, oh, look, she's a DJ. What?
But no,
That's how you
are-
fight minotaurs, Mike. God.
Kim, were you freaked out by any parts so far this season? mean, you were pretty
not
freaked out-
really so much as I was in the first season.
Okay.
I don't think the second season, probably only like in the beginning, it had like actual scary things.
Okay.
The first season was all about like, oh my god, what is
Yeah.
going to happen next?
Like,
Like
every
what
episode.
is like, yeah, it was just so creepy.
Okay.
The second season the second season you said this, it was like, wow, it's amazing you can say the same words and it means something very different. You're just like, God, what is going to happen next?
Yeah.
And this season you're just like, all right, we'll see the next episode. It's good.
Well,
it's just
yeah. I
it's
don't
just
know.
coming across more as like a sci-fi show, like
Okay.
a superhero
Now,
show.
I will say this. The reason they're greenlighting a fourth season is that this has 77% higher ratings than the first season of American Horror Story.
Really?
They're now
Well-
getting 7.7 million viewers a week. That's damn good numbers.
I mean, business is business. I'm not disappointed. I'm just not impressed. Like, we watch it every week. Actually, we caught up. We were 2 weeks behind. We caught up. We have one episode to catch up on before tomorrow's episode. The first episode, it was like, wait, is this Gothic X-Men? And then
Kind of.
It's witches.
It is, but it was like it was
Each one has their own powers.
Yeah, it was
and-
witches like Charmed, where each one has their own power, and then they go to a school, and then she even made their own joke about like this isn't Hogwarts.
Right.
Excuse me, but it's like Magneto's X-Men, and you're like, all right. Now the one part that did freak us out
Don't go up over it.
was no woman
It's very
should touch her
emotional.
son that way.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
That was fucked up.
We're both sitting there, and I wanted to say it as a joke, and then all of a sudden she was blowing him, and I'm like, And then it went to commercial, and Steve and I just kind of looked at each other, and I'm like, I don't feel
And I was like,
comfortable
do
anymore.
not want, do not want.
I need an adult. No, wait, that's the
And I
problem. I don't need an
think-
adult. I don't need an adult.
I think that was the same episode as Precious. And I keep calling her Precious. I'm sorry, I can't recall the actress's
Gabourey
name.
Sidibe.
Right, her.
Jesus Christ. I couldn't remember that if she was my friend. Hey, Gollum, come here.
Oh, that's a shame. But those two.
Call her Gollum?
Yeah,
She's
Precious.
the exact opposite. Oh.
Yes.
Precious. You know,
Okay,
Gollum,
yeah.
Gollum fucking a black chick.
Oh my god.
Precious.
And the fanfic begins.
No, that was a Bo Burnham joke.
I'm pretty sure that scene was the same episode as that one with the mom and the son.
Well, no, but I mean,
I said that whole episode was just like, let's just make you squirm as much as possible.
I a little bit understood the Precious part because her ability as a voodoo doll is to inflict what onto somebody else. And Steve said that she was using it on, was she using it on Kathy Bates and turning her on?
No.
I think she was just. with
She
the
was just
Minotaur.
starved for attention and wanted to have sex with a Minotaur.
No, she wasn't. She was trying to confuse the Minotaur, but she was using her voodoo thing. He had a theory, but now he's being all bashful. Whatever.
But I think her voodoo thing is that she has to hurt herself.
No, it's whatever you do to yourself happens to somebody else.
No comment.
Wait.
I have no
yeah,
clue.
she would cut herself, but she wouldn't get cut. The other person would.
Right.
Right, but it's the infliction that she puts. It's whatever she does to herself. She was trying to. I think.
It doesn't have to be bodily harm.
Right. I don't think that it does. I thought she was using it on the Minotaur. I thought you said that you had a theory that she was using it on Kathy Bates to torture Kathy Bates into being attracted to the Minotaur.
Okay,
No,
no,
I-
that's an interesting theory.
I thought that she was trying to, in effect, rape Kathy Bates.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's interesting. I don't think that's what was happening though, because not a scene before, she was saying the I'm sorry, what's her name again? Gabrielle.
Gabourey
Precious.
Sidibe.
She was saying that she eats so much because she doesn't get attention from men, and because she doesn't get attention from men, she eats more. It's a vicious cycle. She was just saying she wants to. Yeah, she was just saying.
Why have I heard that before?
I'm not that big boned.
Oh.
She just kept saying.
I haven't seen Willie in years.
Yeah, I know. She was just saying, I just want to have some sex.
Right, but I don't think that she was trying to fuck a Minotaur.
You don't know?
I mean, I don't know.
It's not
he was-
complete bestiality, but it's almost there.
Only if he eats her out.
Only half.
Oh, way to go, Paul. But anyway, so the 4th season will be coming up.
Do they have a...
It was just greenlit. They have nothing set in stone yet.
Season 4. Fairy Tales. Bum, bum, bum.
Once upon a time, an American Horror Story.
Basically.
That would be a great crossover.
That'd be a really funny intro,
It
actually.
would.
It'd just be like all of the fucking fairy tales taking a nosedive into the most twisted shit.
It would basically be American McGee's Alice. You know what American McGee's Alice is? Oh, man. It was a game that came out in like 2002, and then a sequel came out a couple years ago.
Oh, where Alice was this kick-ass fighting
Exactly.
person. I saw a preview for that while I was sucked into
really
YouTube one night.
demented version of the Alice story, and it's really bloody, really brutal, really deals with the psychology and like the mindset of Alice. It's really cool. It's really clever.
Yeah, I remember watching the trailer for it. It was like, it's actually kind of badass.
Yeah.
I do remember thinking that was pretty cool. Once Upon a Time in Wonderland is horseshit. It looked really fucking cool. It's goddamn horseshit. And the graphics on it, like, they knew this shit wasn't going to take off. They just put all their money into Once Upon a Time, which is fucking baller. This season, Peter Pan's a bad guy, and he's a douchebag. He's such a little prick. I love him. He just shows up, and he's like, you want to work for me? And they're like, no. And he's like, all right, I'm going to kill your friend. Like, why?
Wow.
Because it's funny.
Wow.
Like, what? Like, why would you do that?
Peter Pan, bitch.
Peter Pan. It's basically what he does. He's fucking awesome. Like, it's one of the few times, I mean, it happens. It's actually not that uncommon. It's one of the times you're actually rooting for the villain.
Huh.
You're like, I don't even care about the fucking savior anymore. Kill the little kid because I fucking hate him. Kill Emma and tell her to go back to house. I don't care that show is canceled.
But I think we have time for one more story before we get into the trailers, and that story is, do any of you know who Lars von Trier is?
Negatory.
Silence. Okay. Anyone ever heard of Melancholia?
Yeah.
I've heard of it. Like,
What about Antichrist?
Oh, that's me.
Have you seen Antichrist?
Oh, it's
That's just you. You're the
I think I remember the name.
That came out not last year, maybe 2 years ago, I think.
Okay.
But anyway, Lars von Trier is a very popular director in Europe, and he's very controversial, but his films are all beautiful. I think he has one of the best eyes for film in all of cinema. Now, he has a film coming out this year for the Cannes Film Festival called Nymphomaniac. And the film is slated to be... No, it's not a joke. The film is...
Is it like Choke?
What's Choke?
The Chuck Palahniuk book.
Melania?
What's that?
Nothing.
What'd you say?
Nothing.
Did I say his name wrote?
I think so.
I don't give a shit. The guy who
I
wrote
know.
Fight Club wrote a book called Choke about a sex addict.
I don't know if that's what it's about or not. No one really knows what the film is about. All the trailers have been they're not even trailers. They're just tiny clips from the film that really explain nothing about the movie. So he's advertising this very strangely, but everyone's excited about it. Now,
I'm sure it was more than some random figure walking out of water.
true, it wasn't Stranger.
Smack that motherfucker in his face. He will know the truth. Bitch, why is your face stapled?
I don't know. So here is where there's controversy coming in on this. The film's theatrical cut is 5 hours long.
Holy
What?
fucking hell.
Yes.
Is it porn?
Yes.
Because I was going to say, porn can usually run
And,
about 4 hours.
and here's the thing. There's been lots of stories about this. I don't know all the cast members, but the two most famous ones are Shia LaBeouf and Uma Thurman.
Ew, I don't want to see either of them
Oh,
naked.
they're having sex.
No, they're not having sex.
They're the only two
with
not
with each
fucking.
other. But here's the thing. Lars von Trier made Shia LaBeouf have sex with an actress in the film. He basically said, you are my actor. I'm telling you to have sex with this woman.
For
It
real?
was in the
For
contract.
realsies.
Wait,
And-
hold on. Do we know if she was hot? Because if he had to convince him, there's an issue.
Maybe. But, I mean, it was an issue because he had a girlfriend at the time, and his girlfriend got really pissed off, obviously. But supposedly what they're doing with this movie is... Oh, and for some odd reason, DMX is in it, too.
No.
Why wouldn't DMX be in it? DMX is the man.
The strange thing is what they're doing is there are a lot of very hardcore...
Porn stars.
No.
Sex.
Well, that's just it. There are porn star bodies when the sex scenes come up, but they're superimposing the actors' faces onto the porn star bodies. But then, in some scenes, like with Shia LaBeouf, they're making the character have sex. So it's like they're not making them have sex all the time, but for the most part, they are. It's very strange what he's doing here.
This is making me nauseous.
I know.
Is he trying to... Is it symbolism?
Yes, a lot of symbolism. Now, he's not shying away from the actual sex. Apparently just 30 minutes of just penetration shots. Like, really?
In sequential order?
That's good
or
stamina
just
right
throughout?
No, not.
When we get home, want to do about an hour and a half of penetration shots?
Ooh,
Sounds like-
I saw that.
Like a gross drink.
Yeah, but there's a lot of talk of this. And because it's 5 hours long, a lot of people are saying, hey, we don't want to pick this film up. You cannot have this film be commercially successful. You can't release this.
Well, the last movie that was that long that they tried to do was Joan of Arc, and it was 4.
Yeah.
Even Titanic still has
Wait,
multiple
Joan of Arc,
discs.
are you talking The Messenger?
Oh, fuck, I don't know. Fucking Titanic was 3, and they still got to put that bitch on 2 discs.
Yeah.
I still don't understand that, because we have Blu-ray discs now. We can put that shit on 1 disc.
Right.
I mean,
Still have
I
more room
understood
for
when it
other
was
shit.
VHS tapes.
They wanted to make sure you had your potty break in the middle.
I mean, I don't really like Titanic enough to buy it, but if it was on, I mean, I guess I'd watch part of it. But when they re-released that shit in high def 3D or whatever the fuck they did on Blu-ray, and I'm like, oh yeah, and I'm looking at it, and it's like, disc 1 for this movie and special features. Disc 2, end of movie, special featers. Wait, what? Did I read that wrong? Hold on. Let me put my fake glasses on so I can reread that. No, yeah, right. So that says we're retarded. Okay, yeah, all right, no, we're good. Stupid ass people.
Were any of his other movies widely released?
Yeah,
The boss of it all
hear?
was.
He like did this whole fucking IMDb listing of
Oh,
movies we've never
right.
goddamn seen.
The
Well, I mean, like, what's his problem if his other ones really weren't, and then this one won't be?
He's got a crush on Shia LaBeouf.
Nah.
I guess somebody's got to.
Supposedly
No,
the
no, 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 no,
no. So
Or
here,
Naughty
there's
Girl.
a little bit of controversy on this because there are certain studios that are trying to get a release for the film and actually, make some money off of it because this film had a $10 million budget, so they want their money back somehow. So the studio has recut it to 4 hours, is going to release it in 2-hour packs in Europe. Now,
I mean,
you have to,
release it in theaters?
yeah. So it's like
What's a 2-hour pack in a theater?
You go and watch it for 2 hours, and there's like a 30-minute intermission, then you go in and watch the second half. Again, Lars von Trier didn't initially approve of this. He had his 5-hour theatrical cut, and now the studio came in and cut out an hour of his film. Now, again,
Hissy fit time.
well, that's just it. He can't argue with them because they're trying to make their $10 million back. It's like, hey, we gave you $10 million. We're going to do what we want with this fucking film. You got to make what you want. Now we're going to release what we want.
Yo, $10 million. All right, what you want? Kill my
So,
wife. Fuck my dog.
But I just have this thought
Okay.
of, you're going to make people at the Cannes Film Festival sit for 4 hours or even 5 hours for your film? Seriously, like, what are you thinking? This is an endurance test. This isn't a film.
I don't want to watch that. I don't want to watch Uma Thurman have sex with anyone. I don't want to have Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah.
I just pretended like things like that didn't happen in the world.
But anyway, that's our last story. So we're actually going to get into the trailers now, and I'm sure
Good.
Paul has been just simmering about a couple of these trailers. And the first one we're going to talk about
Tired
is X-Men: Days of Future Past.
I had a glimpse into the past. You're going to have to do for me what I once did for you. You'll need me as well. Side by side to end this war. Before it ever begins.
So yes, Days of Futures Past.
Yes.
Very, very exciting news. Very, very exciting indeed.
Yes.
Not related to Shadowcat.
Wait, what?
In Days of Futures Past in the comics with Shadowcat.
Right, and now it's going to be
Logan.
Logan, which
Because even though we got Ellen Page to come back for a second movie, Emma Page?
Ellen Page.
Ellen Page.
Yeah.
Ellen Page to come back for a second movie. She's the only person to reprise the role of Shadowcat.
Yeah.
It's the first time we've had the same actress twice for this role.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still Logan, which is fine.
Well, because that's their biggest actor, and they got to bank on him. They're going to have him in the film as long as
I think
possible.
technically Ian McKellen's their
Well,
biggest actor.
Yes, I would say that, but he is the biggest commodity in the cast.
Hey, Kim, guess what? That was a penis joke.
Oh God.
Thanks, Mike.
You're welcome. Now,
I like Kim's face. She's like, what?
now,
Like she thought I was going to say something really terrible to her. Hey, Kim, guess what? Oh, my God. What? He had to pause.
now,
My friends have zero faith in me.
I wanted
you
to ask
blame
you this
us?
because you've obviously know more about the story than any of us.
Obviously.
Yeah. Time travel stories are very hard and intricate to do.
Yes.
Because you are breaking essentially continuity with your own story.
Yes.
So how is this going to work?
So what it looks like they're
We get
doing...
a new X-Men 1 and 2 and
No.
3.
No. Well, my only real confusion so far is where the Sentinels fit in.
Yeah.
Only because they're giant mutant hunting robots. They've apparently had several versions, according to this movie coming up, that we've never heard anything about. Which, if there's a giant robot hunting your race, it's going to be mentioned.
Yeah.
We did see a version of them in X3 in the Danger Room.
Right.
With a tiny little head. In comparison, I thought the head was kind of tiny.
But never mind.
Penis joke. The rest of it was huge. A tiny little head. Like, what is it? Is it a dart?
Oh.
It's got a short little tip. It's the aid in penetration. You know, haven't you ever
Oh
seen
my
like the rocket
God.
shaped dildos? It's helpful.
Anyway.
That was Kim's fault. But that's the only real issue I'm seeing in as far as that continuity. Because as far as the Xavier, Wolverine, and Magneto seems to be taking a slightly different path too.
Yes.
It seems to be so the whole rule of the multiverse is there's a universe for every decision that could have possibly been made.
Right.
There are infinite universes. There's a universe where Alison wore a red shirt. There's a universe where every decision for everything in your closet, for every pair of shoes, for every I typed this, but I did breathe in between typing that. Like every single universe and the slight or massive changes that they make to existence. Many, according to this theory, look exactly the same. Because whether or not you blinked in between what I said might not matter. It
Or
might
right
matter.
after you said it.
Right. Like it doesn't. There are a lot of things that do and don't matter that
Right.
we do and don't see. There's the whole thing with the butterfly flapping its wings and tornadoes. Right. So with this though, what it seems like is that it's that line that splits. Which is what I'm thinking, because Eric says, "Well, I took a darker path," and Xavier says, "I need you to go back and convince me because I'm going to make mistakes, and you need to be for me what I was to you."
Right.
So it looks like I guess I don't know if it's in his depression after becoming paralyzed, but he kind of like gives up.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah, he turns into a crippled hippie. Nick Holt sheds his fur. I don't know if he shaves or what's going on. And then gets pissed off and hulks out and tries to drown Eric. Eric gets a really cool suit that's way cooler than Ian McKellen's suit in X1. Logan has to convince Xavier to pick back up the fight, is what it looks like. Now, the excited thing for certain people, which is actually causing up a little bit of disturbance in the Force, is the listing of mutants that they're throwing out that weren't a part of Days of Futures Past.
Such as?
Sunspot,
Right, you mentioned him.
who's one of my favorite mutants. Warpath, I'm pretty sure it's Warpath. That's what they say. It could also be Thunderbird. I'm pretty sure it's confirmed that it's Warpath, though.
Okay.
Who is Thunderbird's brother. And then Blink, who is a teleporter. So, and she's hot. Holy shit. Yeah, they cast this hot Asian girl. You know, gay boys like them Asian girls.
Gay?
Yes, gay. That's what I said. Rude.
No,
Racist.
no.
Racist.
God.
Because I'm black. So that's
You're
the theory
black
that we're
as
seeing.
toilet paper.
What's that?
You're as black as toilet paper.
That'd be weird if there was black toilet paper.
That would be weird.
Like
I mean,
Yeah.
even any different color, green
Like,
or
I mean, could you-
red.
I mean,
You're
you're not
white
like if
blue.
you
Dude.
like, yo, you shitting blood? I don't know. My toilet paper's red.
Oh my God.
Tell us if there's blood in your stool. Oh man, we
Someone
gotta
get
go.
on that multicolored toilet paper.
They should make camo TP.
Camo TP. You'll never find it. So Logan has to go back in time, and then the X-Men have to stop the Sentinels from being created. So in this, we run into another continuity issue. A couple of continuity issues. You have that, once again, Charles is in a chair, and he's not bald.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas in X3, we see him walking and bald.
Right.
One of the biggest ones that I'm not sure if people are noting is that in X-Men 3 fucked up a lot of stuff.
It did.
Is that in X3, we meet Bolivar Trask.
Right.
He's a black guy who's probably about 6'3", that Mystique has been impersonating.
Yep.
And somehow in the 70s, he's Peter Dinklage,
Yep. And now
who
he's
is 3 foot nothing and white, with a 70s porn stash and parted brown hair.
Right.
Now, mind you, I'm way more into Peter Dinklage because I got a thing for midgets,
Oh my God.
and he's hot. But
Never mind.
what the fuck?
What the actual fuck?
What the actual fuck? What the metaphorical fuck? So there's that. We're really not sure where the Sentinels came from or didn't come from or weren't supposed to be at that time, but were. I don't know. Even how to not say it because none of it.
Go ahead, Kim.
I just have a question. I thought with X-Men First Class that they were like. I thought it wasn't supposed to be part of the same.
It wasn't. It was supposed to be a reboot, but now obviously with this film, they're saying it's the same continuity.
They said it was going to be a reboot. By the time it came out, they said it was continuity. But then the way it ended, we're like, what?
Yeah, this can't be.
We're so
Right.
confused.
Okay.
Because-
I'm not alone then.
No,
No,
like we're
I mean,
all very.
There were
confused.
little things in there that made you thought it was the same continuity, like seeing Hugh
Logan.
Jackman in there at one point,
Right.
and then
I thought
seeing
that was just
Rebecca
like a little joke.
and seeing Rebecca Romaine come in
Right.
as Mystique. You know,
But
little tiny.
again, those could be
Little
And that's
tiny
what we
jokes,
thought were
right.
supposed to be Easter eggs.
Yeah, which is
Right.
fine.
But then they did say, no, this is canon, and we're like, how is it canon?
Yeah, it can't
Okay.
be.
I mean, I guess it could. I mean, we have friends in high places. They fly. They have armors, but now Disney won't let us play. But and now we have the issue of Aaron Johnson being cast in the Avengers as Quicksilver,
Right,
and Evan Peters being cast as Quicksilver in Days of Future's Past.
right.
So
And we also have Elizabeth Olsen cast as Scarlet Witch for Avengers.
in the Avengers,
Right.
right? Oh, side note: there is a rumor that Marvel is using the upcoming event in the comics, Inhuman, to try to broadcast the brand Inhuman and
Okay.
introduce that because that's either going to be a movie or one of those Netflix shows,
Okay.
and that may or may not be how they explain Quicksilver and the Scarlet Witch.
Uh-huh.
So, but anything like that can be fixed with 2 lines of dialogue if they ever need to,
Right.
where they say, well, you know, Wanda and Pietro are Inhumans, and Eric walks into a room and says, no, they're mutants, they're just ashamed of themselves, stop being bitches.
Yeah.
And then sits down and they're like, oh, Dad. And then Tony Stark's suddenly like, what? I fucked a mutant. And Eric's going to be like, I'm sure you fuck a lot of mutants. And as soon as they're allowed to use mutant, they're going to fucking throw that word out there as much
Oh
as
yeah.
they can.
Oh yeah. Cold, Alison?
Yes, I am actually.
I'm
You want
sorry.
a blanket?
I got
yeah.
a coat on.
Let's see, we have
So,
blankets.
yeah. So
Okay.
I'm excited for it. I am.
Oh no, I'm very excited
Yeah.
for it. I think it looks very good.
Oh, it looks
Again,
fantastic.
but one of my things is
Actually, outside most
again,
of the day.
time travel is so hard to do right.
It's all very wishy-washy, timey-wimey.
Yes, exactly. Nice reference, by the way.
Did you get tickets for that? We need to find tickets for that. It's in like 11 days.
Oh, you mean the
Wishy-washy, timey-wimey?
Day of the Doctor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need to find tickets. We're going to do that when we get back to your house tonight. Also, I want KFC. I feel like I started saying that earlier, but I don't know if I ever did.
But I'm looking forward to this.
Yes.
It looks quite good. I think the cast is great. I'm glad they got so many people back.
Oh, yeah, they did a really, really good job with casting. Oh, yeah, even that one chick who really can't act. She's in it, too. Yeah.
Who would that be?
I fucking hate Halle Berry so much.
I know you do.
And she's pregnant. Yo, tell me why they designed that fucking armored suit to hide her baby bump. Yo, if you don't get your... fucking don't even like her. I don't even like her. And she has bad hair. I don't even like her. I liked her in the first movie. Do you know why?
Because she died.
She didn't die.
No, I know. Because it looked like she died. That's what I mean.
What? No, because she had like 3 lines, and that was it.
Right. But it looked like she was killed by Wolverine at one point. Well, we'll see about this. I hope that...
Well, Singer's doing it, so that means it'll be good. When Singer does X-Men, X-Men's good.
What?
Right. But my worry is that, there's already been a lot of continuity errors with this series. And
let's
if you
add a
introduce
few
time
more.
travel into it, you're just going to have more continuity
Are you
errors.
talking about
And,
us, Allison?
I'm sorry, what, Allison?
I said let's add a few more.
A few more continuity errors?
Yeah. What's a few more continuity errors among friends?
I made a penis.
Oh my god.
For those of you who can't see what Paul's doing, he's making little symbols with his mic cord. Because now he's bored, apparently.
There was a penis. I was like, oh, wait, let me make it longer.
But,
I'm good at making it longer.
okay. So, well, before we move on, I feel like Allison and Kim were silent that whole time. Do you have any thoughts on this trailer?
No.
No.
Nothing?
We're not allowed to have any thoughts on this trailer.
These are not the droids you're looking for.
Oh.
These are just here for Paul, and only he can address them, apparently.
Hey, I don't know if you saw the Facebook feed, but I said you guys didn't have to be here. Mike was like, no, it's a group effort. Boo.
No, but what, did you have something to say, Kim?
I was just going to say I don't
Like Halle Berry.
probably no.
Nobody does. I'm not sure where this voice came from, but I like it.
Oh my god. Oh, I don't really like the whole problem with time travel movies. Probably the only can't think of too many that I would actually like because there's so many different issues, and you think about what this and this and this. So I don't know. To be honest, I'm really not real excited about it.
The only reason I'm not worried about time travel in this is because of the whole multiverse theory. So that if in the future this happened, the whole point is to come back into the past and change it. All I need is to see what happened here to make that happen. And I would like for there to be some continuity with the other ones. Now, if they go and they say, oh, that's part of the multiverse, I'm going to smack the guy who did X3 in his fucking throat. Because all he did was fuck that shit up.
Right. Okay. But my thought is, if what you're saying is true, and they're going back to change this, in theory, if it's branching off, by sending them back, you're really changing nothing in that first line.
Right, exactly.
So what's the point?
Right.
The point is to make this line different.
Okay, so you're basically saying it sucks for us. We're going to help someone else.
Pretty much, yeah. They don't know that, though.
Okay,
I don't know. It's just, I think I liked First Class a lot. I would rather have seen something that, continued that story instead of
and parts of this
like
will.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
And parts of it are gonna go back to X3 and it's gonna bring them together. Like you'll have Anna Paquin, Shawn Ashmore, and Ellen Page will be back.
Right. I feel like I'm done with those people. I don't want to see them again.
I hope they change their mind. I want to know how Charles has his body back.
Right.
Are you okay down there, Eskimo?
I'm fine.
Okay, I cannot see Allison at all because she's hiding inside her jacket.
Next trailer.
But moving on, our next trailer we have
why don't you
is...
not do that one and just move on to something that they'll talk about.
No, we're going to do this one because I have already an order. The next one we have...
Can't go out of order.
No, we
duh.
can't.
The whole world will explode.
It will!
It's the whole multiverse.
It's the multiverse, exactly.
If we go out of order, it's going to be a very different future.
Is Captain America Winter Soldier.
Are you ready for the world to see you as you really are? Look out the window. You know how the game works. Disorder, war. All it takes is one step.
We're gonna neutralize a lot of threats before they even happen.
Thought the punishment usually came after the crime.
S.H.I.E.L.D. takes the world as it is, not as we'd like it to be.
This isn't freedom. This is fear.
Can I just ask one question?
Shoot.
Maybe I'm just slow or I missed it.
It's always been my theory.
What?
It's always been my theory.
Yeah, I figured as much.
For the first day I saw you folding shirts, I said, that
girl,
one's not
something's
folding.
wrong with that girl.
And Heather said, no. She's a good one. And I said, no, she's slightly off to the left. It's not quite right.
Wow.
And she said, why are you being British? What are you being British for? It's your first day at work. We're being a tool.
Yes, Kim.
What? I don't understand the colon title.
Colon.
Winter Soldier?
Explain. Why is it Winter Soldier?
Here's what happened, darling.
Or like the
No,
season?
you're done. You're done. You're done. It has nothing to do with that. It has to do with Mother Russia.
Okay.
So, Bucky died.
Because it's cold in Russia?
Yes.
And it's winter.
Right.
Okay, that's it.
Right.
Because winter is coming.
Yes, winter is
The
coming.
Starks. Everything goes back to the Starks, baby.
Now I get it.
So,
okay. Captain America goes back and saves Ned Stark.
Exactly.
Oh, that would be
It talks about how
lovely.
Tony is related to them.
Exactly. Tony is now in charge of Winterfell.
Exactly. See? And
Which, by the way, someone make that shit.
So, Bucky died. So we thought.
Wait, you know what? I actually didn't see the first one.
Okay,
the
so
first
in the-
Captain America.
In the comics, we'll talk about the comics. Captain America in World War II had a sidekick named Bucky, who in the
Okay.
movies was played by Sebastian Stan? No.
You think? No.
Yes, Sebastian Stan.
Okay.
Well, I was going to say Sebastian Shaw.
No,
But
no.
but because Sebastian Shaw was the name of the actor who played Anakin Skywalker's spirit in Return of the Jedi.
Right. Before they turned him into Hayden
Hayden
Christensen.
Christensen. But he was also the character in the X-Men played by Kevin Bacon.
Right.
Yes.
Mind blown.
Clean your window before I leave. So Sebastian Stan. He was thought to be dead for many years, and then in like the 90s or the early millennium, one of the two, we started getting this character popped up. So there's this thing called the Bucky Clause.
Okay.
Let's rewind. And the Bucky Clause is a rule in comics. It says there are certain characters that are not allowed to come back from the dead.
It used to be
because
called the Jason Todd Clause.
No, it didn't. It was always called the Bucky Clause.
I thought it was called the,
No.
the Jason Todd Clause.
It has nothing to do with Santa.
Oh, right.
Took him a second.
I was like, Bucky? What? Oh, right. Clause. Got it. Okay.
He's
so
not Santa's like
the Bucky
illegitimate
Clause
baby.
stated that there were certain characters who weren't allowed to come back from the dead because of what their deaths represented.
Okay.
So Bucky Barnes, Captain America's death, Captain America's partner's death, symbolized in the Marvel universe that it was dangerous to have children sidekicks, and therefore they stopped. So we don't have sidekicks in the Marvel universe anymore. Jason Todd symbolized Bruce Wayne's biggest failure as a mentor when the second Robin was killed.
Okay.
Gwen Stacy was Peter Parker's first major girlfriend, second comic girlfriend.
Right.
She was killed. It was his greatest failure as a superhero. And then, obviously, Ben Parker was the other one, which was why he became a hero.
Right.
So these four characters were not allowed to be resurrected by any means because of what they represented.
Okay.
Two of them have since been resurrected. Now,
Okay.
they actually did a really good job with both of them, so we actually don't complain as much anymore. But
Yeah.
Jason Todd came back as the Red Hood, which subsequently drove Batman insane again. But again, the writing was fantastic, so we didn't complain.
Right.
Okay.
And then the Winter Soldier showed up, so we didn't know who the Winter Soldier was. He was taunting Captain America. He's beating people up.
Oh, it's a character?
Yes.
Oh.
The Winter Soldier is Bucky.
Okay.
He didn't
Spoilers.
die, and he well, anybody who knows, and anybody who saw the last trailer knows this.
Yeah.
He was brainwashed by the Russians and used against Captain America.
Okay.
So that's what it is.
So it's a character's
It's a
name.
character.
Right.
Yes. So this trailer looks awesome. So I really liked the first trailer, where it was just like a bunch of clips and it was like
Right.
very dramatic. But the trailer that you see in the beginning of Thor 2, which did you see that?
Yes.
Yeah.
That trailer where it shows the whole. I'm not demonstrating. I'm fixing.
Oh, I thought I was gonna get a
He was
show.
flexing.
I was about to do it. I was about to reenact the whole scene.
The whole trailer.
The flipping around elevator bullshit. My wrist gets caught on a fucking thing. That shit was awesome.
Yeah.
So, the theories being that there's a leak in S.H.I.E.L.D., and S.H.I.E.L.D. is going full-on Minority Report. Hopefully they're introducing some form of side division to
Something like that, yeah.
to know the evils before they happen.
Right. Now, there are, even without knowing who Winter Soldier is, there are some pretty big spoilers in this trailer. For example, you see the scene with, well, they're not right next to each other, but at one point you see someone on an operating table, and then shortly after that, you see Nick Fury driving at the guy, who then drops, like, a mine or grenade underneath his car, and it blows up. So you're like, okay, Nick Fury gets taken out in this movie.
But you don't know that that's just because they show it where it's him driving a black vehicle and then it blows up a black vehicle. You don't know that that's the same black
but it looks like
vehicle.
Nick Fury on the operating table.
Racist.
I didn't see that.
Oh.
I never thought it looked like
pass
Nick
out
Fury,
when I
but
watched
it
this?
might have been. I don't know. I've heard a couple people say that, but I can't see the person.
Yeah.
Because it could be Bucky, because his right arm, one of his arms is mechanical.
Right.
So it could be Bucky. It could be a flashback to Bucky on the table.
Okay.
So that I think Steve's in that scene. So maybe not. I don't know.
Are you
But-
going to sleep again on us, Alison?
No, that's why I'm moving.
But the scene, Sam Wilson running across the helicarrier, shooting at a jet, jumps off the helicarrier,
Right.
flips his wings out, and becomes the Falcon.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, what are you doing, black
Who's
dude?
the Falcon?
No. What?
Who's the Falcon?
He has wings. And he flies.
But who is he?
He's a black guy who has wings and flies.
Why has he got to be black?
You'd have to talk to the creator of the Falcon. The Falcon.
Of the
The Black Falcon.
The Blauken.
The Falcon.
Is he the token black man?
He
No,
is
never mind.
Captain America's
I'm not.
token black friend. Yes.
Yes.
Cool.
Schooling them on their Marvel. I appreciate it.
Although it would have been enough just to say, "Oh, that's just the name of a character," and that would have sufficed
You're like,
for me.
that's-
No, it
American
wouldn't. It really wouldn't.
Because I would have
But it really
gone back
would've been.
and just felt empty. And I would have said to Steve, over fried chicken. I really don't feel like I taught her what really her question was. And he would have said, no, I think she was good. No,
No,
I
I
really
would've
don't
been
feel
good.
like I got to the core
We're
of the
good. We're
question.
good.
No, I think she was fine.
There was no
It a
core of the
character.
question.
Now,
There's a deeper meaning behind it.
a couple things
Taught you
on
a
this
lot of very
trailer.
important things.
Okay.
First thing, and I'm with Kim on this.
How about the first thing is there's a cave cricket on your wall.
Ew, kill it.
Where?
Which
on
wall?
the wall, by the ceiling, by the
Why did you
smoke
look at
alarm.
the ceiling when she said wall? Do you not understand?
Because
the
she was looking in
construction?
that direction. I couldn't tell where.
What wall?
It's over there.
Ew. I see.
It's a big one, too.
All right, well, we're going to take a quick time out so I can
Break.
kill a cave cricket.
Oh my god, no. Stop for the girls. The girls are fine. The cave cricket isn't going to hurt you. It's just
It will eat my soul. You do not
You
know.
don't have a soul.
Yes, I do.
Women don't have souls. They're like gingers.
Hey! I represent that. I'm a partial ginger.
And you have no partial soul.
I don't think you're gonna be able to hit it.
Dude, you see him on the wall?
It's up in the corner, the crack.
How the hell did he get up there?
Mike,
He
it's in your crack.
climbed!
It's in the crack.
Get him!
It's on the chair.
This is suddenly become an episode of American Horror Story.
I think it hopped behind the chair.
Hop behind the chair?
I'm so hungry and I need to catch up on American Horror Story and watch S.H.I.E.L.D. Come on.
It's okay. Let's go.
Okay, he's gone.
Keep going. No, just hold on to your shoe. Leave it over there with you.
All right,
what
sorry
were you
about that,
saying?
folks.
You were agreeing with me about something.
Yes, I was.
Surprisingly.
Kim's right. Paul's wrong.
That never
End of
happened.
story. Next trailer.
No.
I agree. Next trailer.
First thing I wanted to discuss about this was, first off, and
God.
I'm with Kim on this, is that I don't like, not necessarily the character, but the portrayal of Black Widow. I do not like Scarlett Johansson in this.
I don't like that she's still not Russian.
Right.
Yeah.
First off. But I'm tired of this character. I just don't like her. I don't know.
I don't.
I just feel like you could do so much more. You could have such a better female lead in these movies than Black Widow.
Maybe they're trying to make her a better female lead.
Well, they're not doing a very good
They're not
job.
doing a good job.
You don't know. You haven't seen it yet.
Doesn't matter.
Oh,
I mean, she's been in 2 movies
I
now.
bet if it was Halle Berry, you would say the same thing.
She's terrible.
Yeah. I mean,
Terrible. She had her chance.
She's been in 2 movies now, and each of them I just didn't like her.
I liked her in the first one. I just wished at the end when she started being Natasha that she would have been Russian. And in the Avengers, she was okay. I don't know.
I don't know.
I mean, she's not great, but she's the Black Widow. She doesn't really need to be great.
Yeah, there was a great Robot Chicken joke done about that, about why they even keep her around, because everyone else has these great powers, and she's just there, and she's like, I don't even know why you guys keep me around. She turns around, just kind of like bends over to pick something up, and it just goes slow-mo as she bends over. It's like, that's why they keep her around. Exactly.
No, I forgot what my argument was. Why? I didn't
Now you're
like
thinking
it.
about Scarlett
No,
Johansson's
but now I
ass?
remember what it was. It was because she contributes absolutely nothing.
She
As
does.
far as I could tell.
Oh, well, yeah, Paul, can you tell us what she's contributed to the films, if anything?
As
She
a,
did some cool shit at the end of Iron Man 2.
Yeah,
She killed some people.
I think Happy would have fought his way through that without her.
Maybe we were watching different movies.
Yeah, but
Foggy Nelson wasn't really doing much.
no.
I'm
But
gonna sue you.
I just don't like that character. But apart from that, this looks promising. I like what they're doing with the character and the whole idea of, with Captain America, like not questioning his superiors, but kind of saying, this, like the line he says, which is, this isn't justice, this is fear.
Right, it's not freedom, it's fear. Right. I mean, it kind of comes from the last Secret War they did, where Steve started questioning Nick Fury as to why they were invading Latveria, and he was like, why are we doing this? Is a foreign nation.
Mm-hmm.
And Nick told him some lie to get him and the Secret Wars team that they put together to do it, and he was like, this is not right. We're not working for S.H.I.E.L.D. We're not soldiers for you.
Mm-hmm.
And in that universe, they're not.
Right. I don't know. I mean, this looks promising. I'll see it. Of the Phase 1 movies, Captain America was my least favorite.
It was terrible.
But I'll still see this. And it looks quite good. To compare it to something, do you think it'll be better or worse than Thor 2?
I think it'd be on par. I think I think it looks really, really good.
Okay. Well, fair enough.
I thought Thor 2 was astounding.
Okay, well, we'll save that for another time.
We will.
But next up, getting out of the Marvel Universe and into the Rocky and Bullwinkle universe, we have Mr. Peabody and Sherman.
He calls it the way back. It's a time machine. Now that we've seen it, maybe we should go back. Nope.
Sherman, Penny, why are you two dressed like ancient Greeks?
I lost her in ancient Egypt. And I got engaged to King Tut. Then we ran out of gas. In ancient Troy.
You used the way back!
Yeah, she was into it.
Oh my.
Now,
Oh dear.
he's taking family time
You've used time travel improperly.
to another dimension.
We must rewrite history in order to save the universe!
Well, look at me. This isn't my shit.
Is it my shit?
Yeah, this is the girls. I mean, yeah, I'm excited. It looks cute.
First off, everyone knows who Mr. Peabody and Sherman is, right?
Mm-hmm.
What they're from.
yes.
Okay, because if you didn't,
Yes.
you didn't have a childhood. But I didn't like Rocky and Bullwinkle growing up, but I did like Mr. Peabody and Sherman. I like those little bits where they travel in
Yeah.
time and have little vignettes with Da Vinci and Beethoven and stuff like that. It was all fun. This, I don't know. I think it's kind of reaching. I mean, no kid right now knows who these characters are.
That's the point.
I know.
I think it looks really fucking funny.
It does.
He's like, I will not answer to an American. I think it's fucking electrocuted. It's fucking funny.
And the voice cast behind it, the ones I can recognize, are Steve Carell, and I always forget the actor's name, the guy who does Joe on Family Guy.
Right. Or he was the Tick.
Yeah.
Mr. Peabody is the guy from Modern Family, the dad, Phil.
Oh, that's him?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh,
that's who
I
it
didn't
is.
recognize him.
He was in
Because
the
I was
Incredible Hulk.
like, I know that voice. And I actually Googled it.
Okay.
I looked at IMDb. I was like, I knew it!
Okay. Interesting. Also, Stephen Colbert is in here somewhere, I think. I don't know who he is.
Probably
but-
Stephen Colbert.
Stephen
He thinks he's very important.
Nice.
I'm American, so can
But I like the premise of this. I mean, the Wayback has changed. It used to be that the Wayback was just a big, massive machine they walked into, but obviously they need something to take them back, and this is fine.
I don't like in the voiceover in the beginning. He's like, "Oh, Mr. Peabody is blah 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 blah, and he knows blah blah, but he doesn't know how to be a dad."
Right.
When was he ever Sherman's father?
Never.
In the
That's
cartoon?
very
It was
strange.
just like, especially since he still calls him Mr. Peabody in this movie. It doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't.
Talking about the dog.
It's kind of like a, it's strange. It's kind of like a Brian Stewie thing, where like Brian is kind of raising Stewie at times, but he's not his father.
Right. I thought he would just be like he's almost like a professor that just takes in the show.
Yeah.
He took Sherman around and was like, "Oh, I have to teach you about this."
Right.
Because
just because.
This
because.
more of the day. Right.
Right. He wasn't raising him.
No.
I did not get that impression.
To that end, that's not it's strange, but it's not necessarily something negative on the plot. I mean, it's just an odd addition. He didn't have to be his father. You know, it's like, how did Mr. Peabody become this kid's father? You know, was there an adoption process, or was there some sort of bestiality involved? What happened here?
Kidnapped him.
He kidnapped Sherman.
As a baby.
Wow.
From a wee little pup.
That's great. You know, it'd be a great
It's
twist
like Mowgli.
is if he used the Wayback to kidnap someone and he was like someone famous in history. That'd be interesting. To prevent
Sherman
something.
was?
Yeah.
Oh.
That would be interesting. That'd be a great little twist, but they're not going to do that.
No.
But no, I like this. This looks pretty funny.
I'm kind of nervous with all the, like the one joke where they fly out of the Sphinx's butt.
Oh yeah.
Like
Paul's first reaction was classic.
I don't want it to go. I don't want it to go too far.
Yeah, you don't want too many, you know, like the kids route, the poop jokes, fart jokes.
Exactly.
You know, yeah.
Why?
Why? Because that gets old pretty quickly. You know, something like I don't know, like let's say Wall-E. Wall-E did none of that.
Wall-E.
But it was still a very successful animated film. You can have those occasionally in movies, that's okay. And even in kids' films, that's fine. Because kids like gross out humor. Okay. But if it's the entire film, something like, you know, like Shrek did that a lot.
Hey, Mike, how old are you?
His age is to be determined at this point.
I'm like, why are you so old? The two of you are in your mid-20s and are arguing whether or not you should have smartphones. Mike finally caved, but you are still acting like you're 90 years old, and you're like, I don't want to pay for a data plan because I don't want to be connected to everybody and be like everybody else my age.
I don't need to be connected. Do you know why? Because I don't care
Because
about
you're 90.
everybody's Facebook
I don't give a
status.
shit. I removed most of those people. Have you seen my Facebook?
Paul, because in Slower Lower, they don't need smartphones.
Oi! Actually, all his friends
Nobody knows how to
have
use them.
smartphones. Thank you. I'm still the only one.
I'm joking.
And you're complaining about poop and fart jokes? They're funny.
Okay, they can be.
No.
In the right context.
That's
Sometimes
the point.
they get old and they're just crude.
Right.
You're old and crude.
You're pruned.
I'm not. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Don't touch. I'm not. Did you call me pruned?
Called you a prune.
A prude.
Oh yeah, that's obvious.
But I mean, there are certain animated films that just go the gross route. I mean, now this is an awful comparison. Let's say something like Garbage Pail Kids, which is a real piece of shit. But the whole movie is just gross out jokes.
Yeah, it is.
And that gets old
It's
really,
on Netflix.
really quickly.
If you've never seen it, it's on Netflix. It's a little weird.
It's weird. It's one of the worst kids' films of all time. It really
looks like it
is.
should be a horror movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. There's
The
just no horror in it. It's just like
the effect of the actual Garbage Pail Kids is really horrendous. Like some of the worst like practical effects makeup you'll ever see. I won't summarize for it. It's basically a rip on the Cabbage Patch Kids, except it's just gross out humor the entire time.
Which is fine on little cards that you collected.
Right.
Oh, this is funny, but not for a movie.
For a feature-length film, right. But, again, I hear what you're saying on that, Kim. That I hope it doesn't go that route the whole time. I don't think it will.
I just want it to
This
be
is
an
much smarter
intelligent-
than that type of
Yeah, I
humor.
want it to be an intelligent
I like poop and
children's
fart jokes.
movie.
I fart all the time. And I have a shirt that announces that I pooped today.
I pooped today.
So
Kim shakes her head. But I'm looking forward to this. Hopefully it'll be good. It looks promising. And DreamWorks is releasing it during its March run. And the March films are always really good. I mean, they opened up, to give an example, How to Train Your Dragon at that time. They opened up The Croods at that time. Usually things that they have a lot of hope in, something that they're confident about, they release in that March bracket. So hopefully it'll be good. I'm looking forward to it. But moving on from that, our next film we have is Anchorman 2, The Legend Continues.
From deep in the hinterlands to the greatest metropolis on Earth, they came to reclaim the glory they once knew.
Welcome to GNN.
The Global News Network.
Tell us about the new head honcho.
Linda Jackson is a winner.
Linda Jackson, how are you, my friend?
This is Linda.
Oh, black. Black.
Bronze.
Black.
Aren't you the guy who lost his job to his wife?
Wow, right on the lens. I'm sorry, sweetie, you're the best. Quick kiss.
Undaunted by the challenges they faced, they would not rest until they were number one again.
You're not black or Asian.
I'm gay.
Do you sleep in a coffin?
No, that's vampires.
Are you allowed to be out in the sun?
Those are also vampires.
Are you a vampire?
Well, you just sighed, Allison. Why? What's up?
Ugh, I hated the first one.
You hated Anchorman?
Yes, it was just another stupid Will Ferrell movie.
And Steve gives you a clap. Look,
the girls are really on a roll tonight, aren't they?
I hear what you're saying. I don't like Will Ferrell man-child films. And that something like...
Step Brothers.
Well, Step Brothers is a good example. I didn't get sick of it until really Talladega Nights.
I love Talladega Nights.
Okay, but I'm tired of the man-child. I'm really sick of the man-child. For example, Elf was like the first time he really started to do it.
Yeah, I couldn't stand Elf.
But yeah, but Elf...
See, Elf I'll tolerate.
See?
I'll tolerate Elf.
And then I started to get sick of it in Step Brothers. But again, there were parts of it I liked.
I wasn't a huge fan of Step Brothers, but it did have really good one-liners.
It did. It really did.
One-liners don't make a movie.
They don't. If anything, if Michael Bay's taught us anything, it's that one-liners cannot make a movie.
I mean, if they just gave me the script for Step Brothers, I probably would have found every single one of those lines funny. I wasn't a huge fan of the movie, though.
No. And then I think shortly after that, we had Talladega Nights,
which I love.
Now you could claim that Anchorman is kind of the man-child as well. I don't know. He has the immature moments, but it's not the man-child. Mm-hmm. For what it was, I enjoyed Anchorman. It does have its flaws, oh, definitely, but I enjoyed it. Now, Allison, you look at this and you say this is complete bullshit.
Yep.
Paul, what are you looking forward to with this?
I don't really have a list.
Sorry, Paul is occupied with Pokemon Y at the moment.
Which is way better than Anchorman 2.
And when I say he's occupied, I mean Steve is playing it and Paul's watching.
I'm not really looking forward to anything specific. I just thought that the first one was funny.
See, that's enough said. Moving on.
No. I did.
Fine, fuck you. Get lost. I don't care.
I just want to say, it's like, it'd be great if he was like sitting there watching. It's like, I don't, this one looks pretty good, coughing Arba.
No, it looks funny. It doesn't look, I mean, I said before, I walked out of the first one because I didn't understand the humor when it came out. Mm-hmm. I was young and I was stupid, and I'm still pretty young and stupid. But after I saw Talladega Nights, which I really enjoyed, I went back and I watched Anchorman, and I enjoyed it. I don't know. I'm excited that there's another one. I thought that the opening to the trailer where they're at Brick's funeral and Brick is speaking at it was funny. The thing with the Winnebago is a little campy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, why do you have all this shit in here that'll really fuck us up when we get into an accident, basically? And then they do, and they're like, well, that'll be funny to talk about later. It's kind of like couple trailers ago when I said a lot of really stupid shit because I thought it'd be funny later, and I was like, oh no, that was dumb. But no, it looks, I don't know, it looks like it could be funny. It looks like it could be forced. I don't know. Cyclops is in it. We'll see.
Yeah. I have very mixed feelings about this. I thought the first one was good enough on its own. Hopefully this is not just another of them, just trying to throw it out there to milk the product. It's what they're doing with, Dumb and Dumber now. You've heard that they've greenlit another Dumb and Dumber, right? They don't need to make another one. I know people are geeking out about it, but really, what are they going to do with that product? I don't understand. What?
Yeah.
Ink.
Yeah.
Bird.
Yeah.
Mockingbird.
Yeah. I was a little off. Sorry.
Okay, I had no idea what they were doing for a second. It took me a minute. I was like, okay.
Thank you, Kim.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it.
If by the way, that might be the whole film. Dumb and Dumber 2 spelt T-O.
That's the preview, fellas. That's the preview.
Oh, I thought you were saying. I was like, holy shit, that's terrible.
No, I don't know. We're just making it up.
No, they're still. They just started production on that. We have no idea what they're going to do with that.
And it's the original guys.
Oh yeah,
Jim and the other guy.
Yeah, the other guy.
Jeff?
Oh, was that?
Yeah, Jeff Daniels. That's right. Yeah. As far as this, the only scene that I really laughed at was the green screen scene. I thought that was pretty funny. But apart from that, the rest of this I was just like, okay, well, we'll see what happens. But
yeah, it's one of those you just have to wait.
Yeah, have to wait. I'm not dreading this. I'm not looking forward to it. I'm just right now. But the last one on our list today, I really want to see, which is Dear Mr. Watterson.
If I actually met someone who had never read Calvin and Hobbes, I would immediately just go to my desk, pull a book off, and say, here, take this. This will change your life.
I've never met anyone who doesn't like Calvin and Hobbes. I can't say that about any other strip.
My initial impression when I saw him was the guy's making it harder for the rest of us.
Here was a strip that was much better drawn than anything in the papers, that had a really fresh perspective. It just took off.
Everyone, is united by their love for the strip, but everyone has a specific thing that they love about it. Calvin's world is just huge. It doesn't stop.
Bill's take was so fresh and so simple. Here he just took this idea and just blew it up into this wonderful relationship.
His approach at philosophy, it was always bigger than just the little comic strip.
As a professional cartoonist, I read it now, and you just see a master at his craft.
Now, I know Paul doesn't give a shit. Wait, don't put the mic down.
Paul is tapping out.
Look, I know you don't give a shit about documentaries, and I usually don't, but I give a shit about Calvin and Hobbes.
I mean, it's cool. I'm not going to go out of my way for a documentary about it.
I will if it's Calvin and Hobbes.
Okay.
I love Calvin and Hobbes. That was my childhood. I loved that comic.
Maybe that's why you turned out the way you did.
Probably. Now, let me ask around the room. Did everyone else read Calvin and Hobbes when they were kids?
Yes.
Yeah, I read it, yes. But I don't
Steve?
cream over it.
Yeah, okay. Did anyone enjoy it past the point of just reading it in the comics? Did you buy the books or anything?
No. I think my sister had a book or two.
Yeah. I was that guy who went out and as soon as the book came out, I had to have it. The only thing I don't own right now is the complete collection. I need to find that.
You're still
Hint,
that guy.
Kim. Hint for Christmas.
Yeah.
But
I saw what you wanted for Christmas. Those tear out.
Oh,
dirty
for God's sake!
Oh my God.
Dirty
Nothing.
No, stop.
It's in the kitchen. It's right in the
No, they're not.
It's what Mike once came to get for Christmas.
Stop. Moving on. Alison, come back
Hobbes.
here. Mike doesn't go that far. Get back here. There's nothing there. Moving on.
Wait, to move it?
Stop. Okay, stop.
It reaches.
Will you stop rummaging through my shit?
Oh, he did move it. What a fuck.
Oh, bastard.
It's not my fault you don't hide things well. How you gonna hide it on the kitchen counter? I was like, Mike, why are you being dirty? And he was like, no, that's what Kim wants. And I'm like, what, for you?
Anyway. Yes, Kim.
I don't know.
Okay.
It's not like we haven't seen you wear that in the Book of Eli.
No.
The Book of Corey.
Whatever. All I know is some black guy killed me with a machete.
No, I'm just kidding.
Anyway.
Killed by a man with a machete.
I thought you were killed by a penis.
No, that was Danny.
Okay.
Here's what I want to say about
think
this.
that I would be killed by a penis. I have conquered many. They're like dragons.
I think that people really overlook Calvin and Hobbes' influence on not only just animation or comics, but on our outlook on philosophy in general in the last decade. I know that's really reaching a bit, but when you think about what Bill Watterson did with that comic, the way that Calvin and Hobbes were, I mean, just the name Calvin and Hobbes, they were philosophers. And these were two characters who really embodied who those philosophers were. And Calvin, despite the fact that he was a little punk in school, was one of the most intelligent kids you'd ever meet. And he had great philosophical debates with Hobbes. It was strange. I mean, for a kid reading this, I learned a lot from Calvin and Hobbes as a kid. I was learning about philosophy in this comic. It's like, what comic would do that and still be entertaining for kids to read and laugh at?
I mean, I'm not saying it's not. I just don't care to see it in theaters. Like, if it was on TV and it was like the philosophy of Calvin and Hobbes, I'd be like, oh, that's fucking cool. And I'd watch it. But did I? Oh, no. The cable was like partly under the carpet. And I'm like, did I tear the cable?
Oh, I see. I see exactly what you're talking about. Like you ripped the cable.
Shit,
like, oh no, we're not recording, Kim.
Not like she has anything important to say.
Oh,
no.
Might as well just go.
I mean, like on Netflix when they had like The Life of Elmo or whatever about the puppeteer. Like, yeah, I would watch these things, but I just don't know that I'm gonna pay $18 to see that shit in 3D. Like, I just don't.
I don't think any documentary will ever be in 3D.
No, it's gonna be in 3D.
That's
You're
how,
going to be like, wow, he's really holding that
in it.
newspaper.
Yeah. Oh, so they only have faith in their product if they make it in 3D.
Right.
Have you not seen the Big Bang episode?
No.
Well, that's how they have faith in it. It's only in 3D.
I don't watch Big Bang. I'm sorry.
Slacker.
Actually, not the worst show. It's ever been on
See,
television.
and we'll end the episode on this. We'll have a little debate on this if you want. I have a really hard problem watching shows that have a laugh track.
Get over it.
No, I can't. I find them really, really almost insulting.
I think Mike's just jealous because he doesn't have a laugh track, and nobody thinks he's funny.
Well, that's true, but that's beside the point. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I can't like any comedies, but the comedies I like tend to be Always Sunny or Modern Family. Or
Modern Family's getting annoying to me now.
Not entirely.
It's pretty annoying to me.
It's getting annoying to you. It's just getting annoying to her.
It's annoying to me now. And Always Sunny never. I was like, eh.
Like, one of the things I didn't even watch.
Season 7 of I stopped watching. Or season 6. Just not funny.
To give it a good example, something like I didn't even watch it that much, but Scrubs. Did you ever see the episode where they did?
Scrubs.
Did you see the episode where they did the laugh track?
I don't know.
I watched the entire series of Scrubs.
And you saw the one that had the laugh track.
Obviously, because I watched every
And
single
what was
episode.
your thoughts on that?
I love Scrubs.
Well, no, I'm not talking about Scrubs in general. I'm talking about the laugh track episode.
And he was like, "What's wrong with me?" And he's like, "Well, there's a hand inside of you." That explains so much.
What I'm saying is, what did you think about the show when it had a laugh track?
They're kind of making fun of it, I believe.
Exactly, which is what my thought on it was. I love the fact that Scrubs was doing that. It's the idea that the studios feel that they have to tell you when to laugh. Because if you don't find something funny and they're laughing, there's just something wrong with you. That's the idea behind the laugh track, in my eyes.
That's not why there's something wrong with you, Mike. We're still
It's out for debate.
We're waiting for the results of the P test.
Thanks.
His mother had him tested. Results aren't back yet.
See, all right, we'll tell you the truth. Steve's not really my boyfriend. He makes those at work. He makes the drug test things and all the components that go inside. We've been testing you every time he's come over. And the times when he's not here, he's reviewing.
Oh, so that's not a 3DS?
No.
No, okay.
It's
That is a super spy something another.
Right.
He's scanning me at the moment.
Right.
Real nice.
Also, we're sleeping together. But we're also studying you.
All right. Well, for anyone listening to this, please chime in. Let me know what your thoughts are on laugh tracks, because I hate them for the most part.
I mean, nobody likes laugh tracks, but I'm not going to not watch a show because of laugh tracks. I wasn't going to watch the show because it was dumb and because the only comic book references they make are to DC.
That's true.
There are no male Violet Lanterns, and yet Sheldon wears a Violet Lantern shirt.
That's true. There's only ever been one because some guy was possessed by the Predator. I was like, okay, but that doesn't really make any sense.
I mean, but the one-liners are kind of cute, and the sarcasm is funny, and the fact that one of the main characters doesn't understand sarcasm is funny. I mean,
sarcasm?
Anyway. It's there are parts of it that are really funny. It's all very stretched humor, but
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Steve doesn't like it.
No,
And
okay.
I'm not a huge fan of it, but sometimes it's on and there's nothing else on, and I'm like, let's just watch this. And he's like, can I shoot myself instead?
Really nice.
You can, but I'm not cleaning it up off the carpet.
But if there's nothing else, anyone else, I'm losing it. I don't know what's going on, but I'm
tired
losing,
of shit.
I'm losing the ability to talk right now. Maybe it's that late, but does anyone have anything to add?
No.
Negatory.
Calvin Hobbes, other trailers. You did bring up a couple trailers. We'll talk about them next week.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
that they looked interesting. We'll talk about those either next week or on the next recording.
I only
okay?
learned about the one of them because of this Entertainment Weekly that I've now subscribed to for like a year.
She's a girl. All right.
All right.
Night.
Well, thank you guys again for tuning in. We'll be back in a week with a few more trailers, and have a good night and take care.
It's not going to be a week. It's going to be like 4 years.
Yeah, it'll be 4
Good night.
years till the next
Steve,
one.
say good night.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.
We out.